Good evening, everyone. Mr. Secretary General, Congressman Turner, members of Congress, friends of the Western Balkans, friends of peace. Since I'm the last of the presidents of our region to speak, my message this evening is simply a message of gratitude. A gratitude for the role of the United States and the NATO alliance for bringing peace to a region of Europe that had never known peace before. But peace, as we've all learned, is very fragile. Just a few years after the Dayton Agreement and the war in Bosnia and Herzegovina, that same horror came to my country, the Republic of Kosovo, not as images on television or voices on the radio, but as a living, everyday living horror that came to our streets and our homes. Tonight, as we gather under the theme of peace and prosperity, we must begin with a simple but powerful truth. Peace is rarely just inherited. It is built, and it is constantly nourished and defended. But most importantly, peace never comes by walking alone or isolated. If there's one lesson that we've learned from the Western Balkans, that is that peace comes through partnerships and alliances. Today, I represent the free and sovereign Republic of Kosovo, a land whose voice was once silenced by war, but now speaks in the language of hope, in the language of peace, and the language of gratitude. And among those we owe our deepest thanks to are the men and women of the United States and NATO allies, both those in uniforms as well as diplomats in suits, who stood with us when the world seemed too dark, who believed in our right to live in dignity, and who helped light the path towards freedom. The US and NATO soldiers came to Kosovo not only as peacemakers, but as heroes, as our protectors, and as our friends. In our most fragile moments, their presence gave shelter not just to our houses, but also to our dreams. Because of them, the children of Kosovo finally slept safely. Because of them, an entire nation dared to rise from the ashes. These heroes did not come seeking glory. They came because they believed in the fundamental right of every human being to live free from oppression. And they stayed, not as occupiers, but as guardians of peace. Their legacy, therefore, is not only written in the history books, but most importantly, in the hearts of our people, in every home rebuilt, in every school reopened, and most importantly, in every prayer whispered by a mother, all us mothers who watch our children finally grow up in peace. So to the soldiers who served in Kosovo, especially in Kosovo, who had to miss the birth of their children so that we can born our children in peace, who had to miss the birthdays of their loved ones so that we can celebrate our birthdays in peace, and who had to miss so many other special moments among loved ones so that we can live them in peace, as well as to so many diplomats who served during the most difficult hours in our history, who served as diplomats in the front lines. Our gratitude will remain forever. To the United States of America and to all of our NATO partners, your support has been the steady hand that helped us, guide us forward. You gave us so many reasons to proudly become and remain the most pro-American and the most pro-NATO nation on earth. And to every American soldier who has walked our roads, guarded our towns, and stood watch over our hope, we say this with unwavering sincerity. Your service will never, never go in vain, and you will always have a home in Kosovo. Our peace and our freedom is forever tied to your courage, and our gratitude is eternal. Thank you very much.